Welcome to CorkCon today for October 5th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. And with it being Saturday, we take a look back at a few of the biggest stories from the weeks past and answer your questions about them. Now, if you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story so you can read about for yourself and let us know what you think. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, let's dive into it because there's a lot happening. Starting off with Amazon Prime Video app has been removed from the iOS and Apple TV app stores. This means if you have it installed right now, you're fine. But if you want to install it, you can't find it anymore. It's been removed. Now, a little disclaimer, I'm actually recording this Friday. I record these Friday for the weekend editions because not in the office typically on Saturday. And if anything has changed in this story, I'll leave a comment down below because at this time both Apple and Amazon have not commented on this news. But this does come a day after Amazon updated their app to add the X-ray vision, which is when you pause it, it says, oh, this is the actors in the scene right now. Sometimes it even promotes products or trivia will appear there. It's all those little information that if you have a Fire TV, for example, or the Fire tablet or other devices, that when you paused it, it would give you additional information about what you're seeing on screen. Now, Apple has a history of when they detect an issue with an app that they think is an issue, they remove it from the App Store. And that may be very well what happened here. There may have been some type of issue with that update, glitch, or something out there that Apple has now gone and said, no, we're going to take this down until we can resolve that issue. Hopefully we get some comment or some news very soon about this. Now, some people comment on the story, well, my app is still working. Again, remember, this is remove it from the App Store, not from your device. As long as you keep it installed, you're good. If you delete it and try to install it, you're going to be out of luck. So keep that in mind. Don't delete it. Keep it installed if you don't want to lose your app. But also, if it's Saturday morning, I will put a big update in the pinned comment at the top of the comments on this video. If you want to learn more, check out the story. We'll be updating that as we learn more. Next story up, Disney has banned ads from Netflix on ABC, the Disney Channel, and more. So Disney and Netflix are going head to head, which is kind of funny because they used to be partners. Remember, it wasn't that long ago Disney struck a deal to bring a ton of Disney content to Netflix. Much of it's still there. But now Disney's launching their own competitor service called Disney Plus here in about a month. Now Disney has said, nope, we're not going to allow advertising for Netflix, a competitor, on our channels, which is kind of, a little understandable a little bit. Why would Pepsi have to advertise Coke on their cans, right? If they were selling advertising, why should Disney have to advertise a competitor on their services? At the same time, it's like, oh, well, Disney, you often allow other services to advertise there. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out. I think I saw ESPN was exempt from this, where they were allowing ESPN to have Netflix ads. But as of now, according to the Wall Street Journal, who broke this story, Disney doesn't want Netflix ads on most of their content for ABC, the Disney Channel. I'll assume this includes Freeform, Disney Junior, etc. So let me know, what do you think of this? Clearly the streaming wars are heating up, right? We have HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus all launching, NBC's Peacock service next year. Now we have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon battling it out. And here is Disney saying, well, we're just not going to advertise our competitors anymore on our TV networks. So let me know what you think of that story and if that affects you at all. Speaking of Disney, Amazon's Fire TV may soon lose apps from Disney, according to a report out there. I believe it was from, the Wall Street Journal again gets this story, who says Amazon and Disney are fighting over advertising. Amazon wants Disney to use their advertising services on apps like ESPN and more that show ads. And Disney doesn't want to do that, and they're not going to bring Disney Plus into the Amazon Fire TV until they can address this issue. Now, that is a holdup, but this is also, according to the Wall Street Journal, meaning that Disney may pull back their apps off of the Fire TV if a deal is not reached. Now, many streaming players are at driven. Now, Roku is one of the largest seller of ads on connected TVs like this one here in the United States. A lot of the ads you see playing in streaming services are ads served by Roku through their ad network. Amazon's been more heavily diving into that, and according to this report, Amazon wants a significant, according to the quote, significant percentage of the ad space on the Disney apps to be sold by Amazon. Disney doesn't seem to want to do that, and that's the big reason. This was kind of first hinted at a little bit earlier when we first learned that the Fire TV was not listed as one of the devices again, Disney Plus. Now, all this could still be resolved. Just because there's a fight now, just because there's possible blackout of the Fire TV, doesn't mean that it will necessarily happen. How many times have we seen these blackouts warned on, like, oh, AT&T could lose this, or Dish could lose that, or Charter, Spectrum, Comcast? Typically, a deal is reached before that happens, and I hope the same thing happens here. The good news is, if it is pulled, go get a $29.99 Roku Express to hold you over, or an Apple TV, or a Chromecast. There's a lot of options out there to get around this potential blackout with the Fire TV. I'll be interested to see how compatible like Disney Plus's website is for the Fire TV browser. Will you be able to use the browser like you used to use the YouTube TV interface on your Fire TV through the Silk or Firefox browser? That'll be interesting. So if Amazon loses Disney apps like ESPN, the Disney Channel, ABC, and more, would that drive you to get a different device? Or is that not that important to you? One thing that this story didn't really address is Hulu is owned by Disney. Would this also mean Hulu leaving the Fire TV? We'll have to wait and see if this even happens, and if it does happen, what apps are pulled. Hulu is a massive ad buyer. Amazon's ability to get into Hulu and sell ads through Hulu would be huge. ESPN, Disney Junior, all these different places would be massive for Amazon. So I'm sure Amazon's saying, hey, the risk here is worth the potential rewards if we can strike a possible deal on this. So let me know, would you jump to a new streaming player if this happens? All right, a couple other news stories really quick to jump through before we answer your questions on the news from the past week. Number one, HBO Max is getting exclusive rights to Sesame Street first runs. This means that after the current 50th season, which is currently running, which is airing first on HBO, the show will be moving to HBO Max for the 51st season. How this works is Sesame Street airs right now first on HBO. I'm not sure exactly how long. I think I've read a few weeks to like a month or two later. It appears on PBS afterwards for free. But the back catalog is now pretty much an HBO exclusive. Well, that's all moving to HBO Max. So HBO Max will be the exclusive home of the back catalog of Sesame Street content. Original new programs would air first on HBO Max and then later appear on PBS. But the content you're going to get for free through the PBS app will be limited. So this has been, I think, happening since 2015, 2016, somewhere in there, where it's been an HBO exclusive. And now they're moving the rights over to HBO Max. So if you're a Sesame Street fan, HBO Max is going to be the place for you. Also, YouTube TV has added support for ESPN3. So back in August, the YouTube TV pulled support for ESPN3. This was confirmed by the official YouTube TV Twitter or Reddit account on the official YouTube TV subreddit. And they said that sometime in early August they lost access, and now for some unknown reason they re-added it. It could be a sign that a new contract has been reached or some type of technical details. Talking to people in the industry, there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into having ESPN3 to make sure that people in certain areas get it, that you have the correct blackouts, you have the correct region locks, and different kind of rules about that content. Could be at that moment in August, YouTube TV wasn't fully compatible with all those rules, so they pulled it down until they could be. Because ESPN is very, very concerned to make sure that when they air something online, that's people who are qualified to get it. People who are in blackout areas don't get it because their contracts with the networks require that. So I would suspect that's probably what happened here, is that YouTube TV had to strike a contract deal here to implement all these rules. And now that they're implemented, ESPN3 supports back on YouTube TV. Alright, so that's it for the news from the last 24 hours. Let's dive into a few of your questions on some big stories from the past week. Number one is Frndly, a new $5.99 live TV streaming service that includes like the Game Show Network, the Weather Channel, the Hallmark channels, and more, is now available. So people asked, is this a legitimate service? I can say yes, I have heard from the Weather Channel that yes, they do have a licensing deal with Frndly to put the Weather Channel and more on there. Frndly is also run by former executives from Dish and CenturyLink, so it seems like they're the people that would have the ability to strike a deal for this service. In our research, we do believe, to the best of our knowledge, that they have rights for all this content. Like I said, we have heard directly from the Weather Channel that yes, this is an official service. But it starts at $5.99 for SD, $7.99 for HD with a limited DVR, and more. And it's the cheapest way to get the Weather Channel and the cheapest way to get the Hallmark channels just in time for fall TV. So test it out. I played around with it. I've been happy. It is very limited, but it's kind of driving towards this very small, skinny bundles. I'm very excited about this move. I hope more and more TV companies move to be small, skinny bundles. Fingers crossed we'll see this in the weeks and months to come. The other new live TV service that launched a skinny bundle for now is VidGo. So VidGo this week has launched a $14.99 plan with about 40 some channels on it. Now this is very similar to a Philo type bundle, not a lot of news, not a lot of sports in here, but stuff like A&E, Discovery channels, Viacom networks, and more. According to VidGo, more channels will be added when they get closer to the full launch, but the price will be more when they get closer to the full launch. So we'll have to see how this breaks out. But VidGo has been hovering in the wings for a couple years now, and now they're finally coming out with the English language package they've been promoting. So very excited about that. So let me know if you tried out Frndly or if you tried out VidGo. Hopefully, these companies can continue to put pressure on the existing ones and keep their prices low. We'll see what happens. And the last story up of the day is Roku's 9.2 update is starting to roll out. Got a lot of questions like, hey, I don't have the 9.2 Roku OS update, which includes faster channel launches, better voice commands, a new shortcut row, stuff like that. Full list of what's new in the link down below. Now, Roku said they've started it, but it's going to take a few weeks before all the devices get the update. So just because you don't have it, hang tight. It may be next week, it may be the week after, or the week after that. We don't know yet. But Roku has started the rollout. Roku is sometimes taking as much as a month or more to complete rollouts like this. If you think about Roku has a lot of devices out there, and they like to roll it out in stages. If they find a bug, they can address it. But if you have it, leave me a comment. Let me know what device has the 9.2. I have a Roku Ultra, the new one with it. Very, very nice update to the Roku OS update there. So that's it for today. Those are the news stories of the past 24 hours and addressing a few of your questions from the past week. Keep an eye for a lot of news next week. We're getting closer to the new Roku's hitting the market in just over a week. Fire TV Cube won't be far behind. So let us know which new streaming player are you most excited about, and let us know what news you'd like to see come out next week, or if there's anything you'd like us to cover. Don't forget though, we have a review of the Roku Ultra 2019, and I'll very soon have a review of the Roku Express 2019 up on this channel with more of the new Rokus reviewed very soon. So hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, it really does help us. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I'll see you back here tomorrow.